The world map has looked the same for centuries, but the balance of power? That's anything but static. Back in 2019, when Donald Trump first floated the idea of buying Greenland, the world treated it like a Saturday Night Live sketch. The headlines were snarky, the memes were endless. Buying a whole country? That belongs in the 19th century or a game of Monopoly. But in Washington, the punchline never quite landed. Because in this new era of diplomacy, there's a recurring pattern. First, a proposal looks absurd. Then it gets debated. Finally, it becomes the new normal. Today, Greenland is no longer an internet joke. It's a strategic target. For the United States, manifest destiny has always had a compass pointing north. In 1867, when the US bought Alaska from Russia, the press called it Seward's icebox. They mocked the government for spending millions on a giant block of ice. Fast forward to today, and Alaska is the crown jewel of American energy and defense. Greenland? It is simply the missing piece of that puzzle. It's a quiet hustle that's been going on for decades, even back in 1946. President Harry Truman offered Denmark $100 million in gold for the island. Copenhagen said no back then, but the conversation didn't die. It just went into deep freeze. So, why the sudden obsession with the Arctic? The answer isn't just land, it's what's under it. Greenland is the periodic table's version of El Dorado. We're talking about rare earth elements, neodymium, praseodymium. The stuff that makes your smartphone, your Tesla, and your F-35 fighter jet work. Right now, China owns this market. Greenland is the only place on Earth that can break that monopoly. As the glaciers retreat, they're revealing a treasure chest that's been locked for millennia. It's the ultimate irony. The warming of the planet is opening up the very resources needed to build a green future. But it's not just about what you can dig up, it's about how you move it. Climate change is redrawing the veins of global trade. The Northwest Passage could slash shipping times between Asia and Europe by 40%. Imagine skipping the Suez Canal and the Panama Canal entirely. Greenland sits right in the middle of this new Arctic highway. It is, for all intents and purposes, a giant frozen toll booth. Whoever controls the island controls the fastest trade route of the 21st century. When Washington came knocking again recently, the Danish response was icy. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen called the discussion absurd, insisting that Greenland belongs to Greenland. But in the world of real estate, absurd is often just an opening bid. The American pitch is simple, but powerful. Security guarantees, massive infrastructure, and a level of investment that a small nation like Denmark simply cannot match. For the 56,000 Inuit people living there, the choice is existential. Do they stay a protected territory of a distant European kingdom? Or do they become the wealthy frontier of an American empire? On the money and the minerals, there's the cold reality of war. Defense experts call Greenland the Unsinkable Aircraft Carrier. Its location makes it the ultimate vantage point for monitoring Russian and Chinese ambitions in the Arctic. Thule Space Base is already the backbone of America's early warning system. In an age of hypersonic missiles, every second counts. To the Pentagon, Greenland isn't just an island, it's a shield, a controllable perimeter that ensures the North American continent remains, an impenetrable fortress. Let's look ahead. By 2050, the Greenland project might not look so crazy. As the world heats up, the North becomes the new temperate zone. Imagine Nuuk, once a sleepy fishing town, transformed into a high-tech hub. Glass skyscrapers reflecting the midnight sun. Luxury golf courses carved into the once frozen tundra. It sounds like science fiction, but so did a skyscraper in a New York swamp 200 years ago. The American dream has always been built on the frontier, and the frontier has moved north. The story of Greenland is the story of our era, a race for resources on a warming planet. The question in Washington is no longer if Greenland is part of the plan, but when the deal gets signed. The ice is thinning, the strategies are thickening. And Greenland? It's no longer just an island at the top of the map, it's the closing file on a desk in the Oval Office. The 51st star is rising in the north.